This is a really quick video on how to install door and window trim when your sheetrock is not level with your door jamb. This happens for many reasons, but in this case, this room was originally really thin, like wood paneling, and we took that all down and we put back sheetrock that's a 1/2 inch thick. So we went from 1/8 to a 1/2 inch, and you can see there's a pretty thick difference there from the jamb to there. So if I just put trim up here, there's gonna be a big gap underneath, and it's a lot to make up for. I'm gonna show you exactly how to fix that and get around it and make it look flawless like this here. So this is quite simple, although it is tedious, another tedious job. But you get these little tiny pieces of wood, and these I'm making out of 1x3s or 1x4s, it doesn't really matter. You just rip it on the width you need, which mine are about 1/4 inch or so. It's better to be too little than too much, because you can always hammer out some sheetrock a little bit and make it softer to put the trim on. But you just rip these little things down, and they actually sell them in this size at your local hardware store as well, and you may still need to sand them a little or rip them further, but just about 1/4 inch by 1 inch, which this 1 inch really, if you know about wood, is 3/4 of an inch, not actually 1 inch. So if I line this up here up top, I am now completely flush with the sheetrock and my new piece of wood here, my new jamb. So we're gonna wood glue this, then fasten it with the little finishing nails, and then put our trim on. It's really that simple. Now you can use caulking or wood glue. I'm gonna use wood glue in this case, even for the trim, and then I'll come back and caulk everything, all the seams and everything afterwards. I just feel like the wood glue will really hold this and prevent it from cracking later on in the future. I just put a little bead on there, nothing crazy, or you can put it straight on the jamb. It really doesn't matter. So again, it is easy, it's just tedious, right? Because if this was flush, you just go and nail up some trim. Now you gotta go and rip things, measure. It's crazy, but. Okay, something to note here. Let's zoom in. Okay, so here's my door jamb. Here's my sheetrock. These are now flush, but I purposely left the jamb a little bit lower than this to purposely make it look like there's a difference there. If you try to flush this out too much and make it straight, you're gonna see it, and it's gonna look like you tried to make it even, but it's okay. This just adds another level of detail to your trim work. It looks more custom, it looks more fancy. You'll be all right doing that as compared to trying to level it off and smooth it out with caulking. You're gonna see it. So just go all out, raise it up a little bit, and have at it. And once you put the trim up, you're gonna put a lot more nails through this, so don't go crazy with it right away. You don't wanna split this stuff. Now there might be a really rare chance that your door frame here has a wide normal gap there, but then as you get lower, it gets more flush with the sheetrock, which I'll zoom in on this. We'll have to make a little angled trim piece with a planer, so let's go ahead and do that now. As you can see, I'm not planing the entire piece here. I'm just planing about halfway down, and I'm gonna go over it with a few swipes. And the farther down the pole I go, or the stick, the more swipes I do, so it gets more narrow and triangulates or tapers off towards the end. Can't get it really more narrow than this. Now, like I said, this is really rare where it happens like this. I have 5 doors that I'm doing total, and this is the only door. And not just the door, this is the only side of one door that has this problem. So this strip isn't even gonna go all the way to the floor because it gets so flush, so close to even. There we go, there we go. Now I'm putting up my standard door trim, again using wood glue, although caulking would work here as well. I'm not going to go into this part of the install much because this is just your basic door trim installation. Some of the nails in this trim will further puncture through the jamb extension pieces we just made. The glue and the nails together, along with caulking all the seams later on, will prevent any cracks in the caulking from ever happening. Just be careful nailing in too far on the ends of these door trims because you don't want to split the door jamb extension. Another way to prevent cracking is to glue or caulk the ends of your trim so your entire door frame will act as one solid piece. This looks good already as is, but once I get everything caulked up and repainted, the nail holes puttied, and all finished, I'll cut back to it and show you the ending results. I'll do that here in a couple of days. I'll just do this to all my other doors now and you can see the results speak for themselves. You honestly would never know all this work went into these doors if you were a guest. I don't even notice when I'm here cleaning up after my Airbnb guest. Guys, thanks for watching this video on how to get around the problem of having uneven sheetrock when it comes to your door jamb and making it pretty seamless just like this here. In fact, it actually adds a little bit more decoration and design to your molding. Pretty cool. If this taught you anything, please hit that like button, or if you got any value out of this at all, entertainment, whatever, please hit the like button down below. It helps me out so much. And remember to subscribe so you can catch more content just like this. This frame is actually all part of this Airbnb flip, or I should say short-term rental flip, until Airbnb starts paying me some royalties for that. Just kidding, I'm making money through their platform, so thank you Airbnb. But this whole thing is part of a cabin flip and I think it came out well. We're almost done with it. The doors look great now. I put that off to the very end. I don't know why, because it was so easy.